In this episode, we take a look at what happens to a Tascam DR-100 Mark II when it drops about a meter onto concrete. As many of you remember, we did a review of the Tascam DR-100 Mark II about a year ago, and I've been using it since that time a lot and gotten to know it pretty well, and I'm still very much a fan of this recorder. It works really well. In that review, we kind of compared it to the Zoom H4n, which I think is his main competitor, and I think still both of them have their strengths and both of them have their weaknesses, and they're a little bit different. So one is not better than the other, but they're both pretty good. Now, one of the things that I couldn't really cover very well, and no reviewer can, when you just have the piece of gear for maybe a month or two, like I did at that point, is how well it will stand up in use over time, and number two, how well it will stand up to abuse. That is, things like dropping it. So let's take a look at that really quickly. Now, as I'd mentioned in the review before, the body appears to be partly plastic and a good bit of metal. So what happened recently was I was at a shoot. We had the Tascam wired up to our talent with a lav mic, and somebody walked by, caught their leg on the XLR cable. It pulled the recorder off of a table, which was a little over a meter high, and it fell face down onto concrete, and we sustained a little bit of damage. Let's take a closer look. You can see on the front here, there's a little bit of a dent and a scuff mark here on the lower right corner on the front, and that's, again, it's no big deal. It's a cosmetic thing, but it doesn't appear to be affecting the recorder at all. Now, if you turn it to the side here, on the bottom right-hand corner, there's this band that goes around the entire recorder, and down here in the bottom right corner, there is a hairline crack there. I don't know if you can see that, but that doesn't appear to have caused any problems, at least not yet. I'll do an update if that does become a problem. The other thing that really worried me was that this scroll wheel, kind of this old style, like a old style iPod, had those scroll wheels. This has got one of those as well, and it actually popped off, and that was the part that left me with pretty much every nerve in my body had kind of gone numb. I was a little bit in shock, and picked it up, snapped it back on, and it turns out it's just fine. It's not a problem at all. It did pop off, but it popped right back on, and it was no problem at all. And that's really all the damage that I can see. It records just as well today as it did before the drop, so everything's good there. I don't know, did I get lucky? Possibly, but again, it fell face down on the concrete and did not sustain much damage at all. So my take on it is it's actually a really well-built recorder. It's held up very nicely over time, and I'm very happy with the build quality. One other thing that's really pretty awesome about this is that since I did that review, the price on both the Zoom H4n and the Tascam DR-100 Mark II have both come down pretty significantly. The Zoom is now somewhere in the $180 range, and the Tascam is at about the $225 range. I'll put links for both of them down below. Now again, they both have their strengths and weaknesses, so if you're not sure which one's best for you, go ahead and check out the original review, and I think you'll get some pretty good ideas on which one may be a good fit for you. Thanks for checking out the show. I hope you found that helpful. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that, and we'll be sure to get you more great videos on how to improve your lighting and sound for video. Talk to you soon.